Welcome back to the Cinematape Podcast. We are so sorry for all the delays and the many months of us being gone, which was only like 2 months. But
Like maybe 3 weeks since the last episode.
well, we have not actually recorded since we haven't recorded since December 31st. But this is technically our first episode of 2025. Um, Thank you for joining in. Uh, we're very excited to do this episode. We've been trying to make our predictions for this. So we're gonna hand the mic over to Charlie so he can explain uh what our topic is today.
So tomorrow is what, March 2nd, and so tomorrow is when the Oscars are happening. And isn't it? Isn't
Hmm.
it March 2nd? Yeah, yeah. That's what I thought. So we will be doing our predictions using the Rotten Tomatoes 2025 Oscars ballot, which the different options, or how do you put this? The different awards areas per se is Best Picture, Directing, Actress in a leading role, Actor in a leading role, Actress in a supporting role, Actor in a supporting role. Did I say actress the first time? Whatever. You know what I mean. Original screenplay, adapted screenplay, animated feature. We skip documentary because we don't watch documentaries, and even if we did, it wouldn't be any of the ones that are on here. So, international feature film, original score, original song, which I had to Google and listen to all of them earlier because I haven't heard of any of them. Um, which none of them are great, but no. Sound, makeup and hairstyling, costume design, cinematography, production design, film editing, and visual effects. Now on the bottom right, there's three other categories. That's the word I was looking for. Three other categories, and none of them really are anything. So we're skipping those. Um, but we want to know what your guys' predictions are, so let us know. But we're gonna go ahead. I say we save Best Picture for last, and we start maybe from the back. We do visual effects all the way to Best Picture. I say. So you want to go and start?
All right, well, I'll start off with the visual effects, but then
Who we think's gonna win?
who we think's gonna win? All right. Um, but then right after after our predictions, we're gonna talk about the movies we've been watching recently. How many movies we have for 2025 so far? I'm pretty sure I'm in the lead still. But for visual effects, the nominations are Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part Two, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. And I have seen three of these movies. Um, and I mean, like, I feel like it does. For me, it's not even um that hard. So, in my opinion, the Oscar goes to Dune Part Two because the visual effects on the sandworm, amazing. Just all of Arrakis was amazing. I think that what Denis Villeneuve does in those movies is just mind blowing, and I think that's why it gets my Oscar win.
I have not seen Dune Part Two, but I have watched the Sand Orange Team, and I actually gave it to Dune Part Two. Thank you, because I've seen the visual effects, and it is pretty cool. The only one that was going to compete was Alien Romulus, because I really liked Alien Romulus.
Completely agree.
Yeah, I considered Alien Romulus. I just went with Dune Part Two because the sandworm popcorn bucket, whatever, same thing.
Oh, okay.
Um,
What's up with the sound?
I don't know. There's not, whatever. Um, Next is film editing, which has Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia Perez, and Wicked. This one was kind of hard to think about. I give it to Anora because I've just seen some of the clips and stuff, and the editing and the way they did it was pretty good in my opinion. So I give it to Anora. So. Um,
For me, so there's a Nora, Brutalist, Conclave, and Amelia Perez. If y'all are close to me, you know my beef with Amelia Perez.
17% audience.
17% audience isn't is deserving. Like that movie, it looks awful. I will never watch that movie unless I am forced to watch that. But La La Land's great though. But the Oscar goes for me, and I think Wicked because I mean, first off, I haven't seen any of these movies on this, but like a lot of these categories, some of them I haven't seen the movies too. But I just thought that Wicked had some very good like edits. I don't know how to explain it else than that, but Wicked was it was a solid movie, either way. But yeah, that's what I got winning for film editing, and now onto production design. You just want to go like a snake draft where I go on you, or you just want to go back and forth?
Yeah, Production design, I'll do cinematography, then I'll do custom, then you start.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So production design, it's The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part Two, Nosferatu, and Wicked. Uh, this one did not go to Dune Part Two. It actually goes to Nosferatu. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of it, I thought like like the way that they had England set was like the set of England was like really cool. Uh, I was struggling to not fall asleep in that theater because of how tired I was, and it wasn't because the movie was boring, even though it
I mean, it kind of was.
it kind of was boring in my opinion, but like I did not fall asleep. But I thought I thought everything was really cool about it. The some of the shots that they did with I can't remember his name, but it was Nicholas Holt's character, and he was looking. It was like in the snow, and he was looking out to the castle, and it looked that shot was really good. So I think that it should go to production for production design. It should go to Nosferatu.
That's funny that I'm actually the one to go with Doom Part 2 for this one, just from what I did see. I like the design of a lot of it. I like the desert theme and everything. Like Mad Max-ish is what I got from that feeling.
I've seen Mad Max.
Um, I've seen parts of it.
Mm.
I've seen a lot of parts of a lot of movies. I see them, I watch them, and then I just decide not to watch the rest of the movie. But you know how it is. But that's what I went with. I went with Doom Part 2. Now for cinematography, another movie I haven't seen, but I plan on watching eventually when it's on board. It's raining out, something like that. The Brutalist for cinematography, which the contenders are Brutalist, Doom Part 2, Amelia Perez, Maria, which I haven't even heard of Maria,
That's
Nosferatu.
it's Angelina Jolie movie. It was like really underground.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't even never heard of it, but I went with the Brutalist for sure. I've seen some of a few small clips of it, and just the way they did it. Even the poster alone with him and the cigarette in his mouth and everything, I thought that was a really cool photo. So yeah, so I went.
Well, again, Brutalist, Dune Part Two, Amelia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. Oscar goes to Dune Part Two for me because that movie, even though I'm not trying to be biased, but the cinematography in that movie was really really good. Everything about Dune Part Two is amazing. All right, and then costume design, we have Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator Two, Nosferatu, and Wicked. And this one was kind of a tough choice between these three, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. And I'm gonna say Gladiator 2 because I really like the armor that Paul Mescal wears and Pedro Pascal. I think I really like the battle like like the battle arena. Like I just love the costumes that they put on each character. I'm really excited to watch that movie. I still have not seen the original though, so I feel like I need to watch that. But yeah. Uh, so we're still on costume design, right? Here we go.
Yeah, okay. So I completely missed Gladiator 2, or else I would have also voted for it. So I'm changing my answer to Gladiator 2 also because I like Roman design and stuff like that. I originally had Nosferatu down.
I originally had that one
Yeah,
as
I
well.
had that one down. I just now that you said Gladiator, I noticed. I was like, oh, yeah, it is right there. I am blind. I even printed the sheet out because I couldn't see it on my phone, and I still couldn't read that apparently. But that's what I went. I went with Nosferatu or Gladiator 2. Sorry. Next up, makeup and hairstyling. As someone that wears a bunch of makeup and does their hair all the time, I knew exactly which one to vote for here. Guess you can tell that was sarcasm. Maybe we'll see.
It was not sarcasm. He
uh,
actually dressed up as a woman.
Sometimes you never know. Friday nights can be interesting. I chose Wicked for that because of she had to paint her whole body green, which it technically is makeup, and I do a lot for Halloween. I've done Halloween makeup and gluing stuff to my face, and so props to them for doing that for a whole movie. I know tons of movies, pretty much every movie does it, but nevertheless, they did it a lot in that movie, so I give it to them. Even though the Munchkin people were not even Munchkin sized. But, that's a story for a different day.
Yeah. I also went with Wicked, but I was also gonna pick A Different Man. That's the movie with Sebastian Stan, and I can't remember it's the guy with the someone with his face. I can't remember his name though. But hold on, wait, A Different Man. I can't remember what his name is, but his face, like even though he had like something when he was born, yeah, this guy. Yeah,
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
yeah, Adam Pearson. Yeah, I think that it was based on his story or something like that. Yeah, yeah, it is. I was gonna pick that because um I don't know, I saw some of the stuff that they did on there and it looked kind of cool. But Wicked, when I realized they had to put green all over her body for like every time they shot for the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, it has to go to Wicked.
Mhm.
All right, then sound. There's a complete unknown, Dune Part Two, Amelia Perez, Wicked, and the Wild Robot. I have only seen two of these movies, and it's gonna go to Dune Part Two again because just like even though it's not a sound, I mean, it's a score, but even though the original score for Doom Part Two is not on there, which it should be, when there's like a part in one of the songs that goes peak, but the whole movie it sounded really good. I don't know how to explain it though, like how it sounded, but just I mean there was only really two movies I could pick between Wicked and Dune Part Two, and I'm just gonna pick Dune Part Two.
Yeah. I chose Wicked just because first of all I haven't seen Doom Part Two. Second of all, alright, don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest fan of Wicked, but I am a big fan of Wizard of Oz. And so I just had to kind of tie it in. And if I'm not mistaken, the very beginning played. Did they? I'm trying to think of what song. Did they play Yellow Brick Road? No, because this was before. Yeah, did they play Yellow Brick Road right at the beginning? Because I remember my favorite scene of Wicked was the very beginning when they got done killing the witch, and they're all you can see the old characters and they're on Yellow Brick Road. I love that scene. That scene alone is what made me like actually like I like that part of the movie. But I chose Wicked. Defying Gravity was okay, but
I like that one.
yeah, that's probably like the one I like the most. But I also like the song Defying Gravity in general. Like the show Glee when they did it, it was pretty good. But yeah. Next is original song. We have El Mal from Amelia Perez, The Journey from the Six Triple Eight.
What is the six triple
I
eight?
don't, I had to Google all of these.
I didn't even listen to any of these. I just
Like a Bird from Sing Sing, which is the highest rated one here. Um, Mi Camino from Amelia Perez and Never Too Late by Elton John in Never Too Late. I chose Like a Bird from Sing Sing because when I listened to all of them, it was the one that I least hated. I didn't hate Like a Bird. I thought it was all right. I mean, it wasn't spectacular. You know, it wasn't no 80s rock or anything, but it was decent compared to the rest, I would say. It was pretty good. It had
Someone Flamingo.
yes, the guy from Fear the Walking Dead.
Yes, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, the guy from Fear the Walking Dead in the music video, and I was like, all right, I like that because Fear the Walking Dead's pretty good, and his character's actually pretty good. So I went with that one. But that's about the only one I went with.
Now, unlike you, I did not listen to any of these songs because went to go see Paddington 3 right before, and honestly, I didn't I don't know any of these songs, so my prediction is that it's gonna go to one of the Amelia Perez songs. Like it has a 40% chance for it to win one like out of how does it even get two Oscars for a song when there are Wicked songs that are much better? Even though I haven't listened to them, I know they're
Well,
better.
these are original songs. Wicked ones technically aren't original.
Okay, you got a point there.
Yeah, so I mean,
Well, isn't there like one song in there that wasn't original, or I'm
I
not
don't
just
know. Probably the one where it's like when they're talking about helping her dress up or whatever. Wow, it looks like we're not even talking on the thing. Hopefully, y'all can hear us.
oh yeah, okay. Well, I'm just gonna give it to like Mi Camino, Amelia Perez, I guess. Even though I don't think it should, because I have beef with that movie. Then original score, which should be going to Dune Part Two, but it's not on here. Um, Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Wicked, The Wild Robot. I gave it to Wicked because again, only movie I've seen on this list. So I mean, even though it's kind of biased towards it, I mean, I still thought it had some really good like scores on its own without the singing. We're gonna get to international film next.
Well,
That's just
you don't have my answer for that one.
I know I do too, but I don't want
It's
to
just
get
animated.
no.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want to give my answer.
Um, For original score, I was lost here. I'm not gonna lie. It was between. Ooh, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I had no idea for this one. I took time thinking about all the other ones. This one I was this one was interesting. I went with The Wild Robot just because of all the stuff I heard about how good the music was and everything. I'm gonna trust people's word. I'm gonna say the people have chosen that it's gonna get original score, even though I do now that I think about it, Wicked is pretty up there. I've heard a lot more about Wicked's music, so we'll see. Wicked may do it, but Wild Robot I think could be a good contender. Now, international feature film, I've not watched any of them. I have a feeling you haven't either. But I went with mine because this is again we're thinking who's gonna win. So there's I'm Still Here, The Girl with the Needle, Amelia Perez, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, and Flow. I went with Flow because Flow has gotten a bunch of good ratings. I heard it didn't it pass Wild Robot for I'm trying to remember what it was. It passed Wild Robot for something, and Wild Robot was huge here, but around the world, Flow was like huge, and it passed a bunch. It passed the Wild Robot, and it passed a bunch of other movies.
It was massive, you could say.
Oh, okay. All right. Um, but with a 97 critic and a 98 audience, I say it has a pretty good chance at winning international feature film. So that's who I went with.
I was thinking Flow, but in my personal opinion, I feel like the Oscars are just gonna be like, nah, we're just gonna give every award to Amelia
Amelia Perez,
Perez.
yeah.
Exactly. Um, I don't want to ever see this movie. I I don't want to. It looks so stupid. Like the whole premise of it is really dumb as well. But I feel like the Oscars just gonna be like, let's hand another one to Amelia Perez. All right, now we're gonna skip documentary feature and we're gonna go straight to animated feature. This one I picked Flow because there was Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and The Wild Robot. I'm not giving it to Wallace and Gromit. I don't think that one has a chance. Or Inside Out 2. I feel like Inside Out 2 will be close because of its box office success.
I don't think Inside Out would be close. I also don't even. I've never even heard of Memoir of a Snail. That one I've never heard of.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of that one. But I've heard of Flow because it's the cat movie. It looks. I mean, like, I'm not gonna watch it, but it looks okay, I guess. I'm just gonna give it to that because most likely it's gonna be that because last year it should have been Spider Verse, but it went to the anime movie. Uh, shoot, oh my goodness, Boy and the Heron. Yeah, that's what it was called. Should have gone to Spider Verse. Peak movie, and everyone else agrees besides you do. I don't understand why you don't like it.
Don't like what? Oh.
Spider Verse.
Yeah, not a fan of the animated Spider-Mans. Never have been. And I love the characters. I'm a big fan of Miles Morales. Even have a coffee mug, but I am not a fan of the animated movies. There's just too much going on. I chose Wild Robot for animated feature. It made like 320 million worldwide, which I searched up how much Flow made. Wild Robot made about 300 million more. So, I don't know. I don't remember what Flow passed. And maybe it was just ratings. Well, I guess they're right here. Nope, they're the exact same rating, actually, for critic and audience. So I don't know. But I went with Wild Robot. Next is adapted screenplay, which this one's going to be shocking because I'm not a fan of the main actor of this. But I went with A Complete Unknown because there's A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Amelie Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing, which actually I think I may check out Sing Sing if it has the guy from Fear the Walking Dead. But I went with The Complete Unknown, which is about a guy who plays the guitar, I suppose. That's all I know. And it's Timothy Chalamet, and I am not a big Timothy fan, so sorry to all the Timothy lovers out there, but yeah.
It's a doc. It's not a documentary. It's a biopic of Bob Dylan.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah. Um. So for me, best adapted screenplay. I haven't seen any of these. The Complete Unknown, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. I haven't seen any of them, but I've seen a lot of good things about Conclave. And it's the movie with Ralph Fiennes, and he's like not a nun. But what's the other version? Like he's not a nun, but
Other version of a nun? A priest? I don't know.
oh wait, I didn't know if he
A
was
monk?
I don't know if he's a monk or a priest.
A
Uh,
monk would be more close to a nun.
yeah, because he might be a priest, but I'm probably just stupid right now. But Yeah, I think it was Conclave because I heard a lot of good things about it. It has John Lithgow, who's gonna be Dumbledore.
Oh my goodness! Don't even get me started.
Honestly, I don't, I can't see it. I can't see it.
And I like the actor, but yeah, I don't get it. I don't know where they got that
Yeah,
from.
my Lord Farquaad is now, and we're gonna talk about Shrek 5.
Out of all the movies of his, you think of Lord Farquaad first?
Yes,
Okay.
Shrek was my childhood. You got a problem with that?
You think of him for Lord Farquaad over Daddy's Home
Yep.
2
Yep.
or what's the other one?
Interstellar. Yep.
No, not Interstellar. Well, yes, Interstellar. What am I thinking of? Oh, Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
Rise. Oh my goodness, that's such a good movie. Speaking of Andy Serkis, you gonna meet him? We're going to a Comic Con soon, and he's gonna be at the one we go to.
I don't know if I'll meet him. I'll probably just
Yeah,
meet Sean Gunn
Sean Gunn will be
because I
cool.
saw Andy Serkis is like 120, and
Oh yeah, he's expensive for autographs.
yeah, I'm just gonna probably
He's
I'm probably just gonna like take a picture with Sean Gunn.
yeah, that'd be cool. Are you gonna do a photo op or a selfie?
Photo op.
You fancy boy, huh? You gotta get that photo up. Sure,
Got one with
sure.
Easton,
I
but
got one.
who is it?
Yeah, I got one with Perry Payton and Cooper Andrews 2 years ago, which is King Ezekiel and Jerry in Walking Dead. If there's any Walking Dead fans, and Kerry Payton voices Cyborg and so much stuff. Not even just Teen Titans Go, but
And he's also
yeah,
he voices a bunch of characters in
yeah,
Invincible, which is also a good
yeah.
movie.
You know who else voices in Invincible and does voice Invincible?
Steven
Steven Yeun.
Yeun.
Yep, best Walking Dead character ever. Uh, okay, close tie with Michael Cudlett's Abraham, but you know. Oh, all right, which one are we on? Original screenplay.
Original screenplay, yes.
There's Honora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5th, which I haven't even heard of that one,
I
and The
saw the trailer for
Substance.
that. It was like
Really?
it was like a true story.
Hmm. Um, I went with The Brutalist. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Again, I do want to watch it because I heard what it was actually about more recently, more in depth, and I thought it sounded very interesting. So I may give that a chance soon. I just have to commit to 3 hours, but I also haven't committed to 4 hours
Zack Snyder's
of
Justice League.
Justice League yet, even though I just finished rewatching Cobra Kai again.
You
Um,
just finished rewatching it?
oh, I got like 2 episodes left.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I sped through it, bro. I work and watch TV at the same time. But right now I'm currently rewatching Buffy. Rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg, recently gone.
And Gene
Yeah,
Hackman.
Gene Hackman, which his death is weird. I mean,
It wasn't carbon monoxide,
no, it
was it?
wasn't. What I think happened is he was 95. They said that he supposedly died 10 days before, so I think he just died. She came home. And then there's pills all over the place, they said. So I think she just took pills and the dog would have died because no one would have fed the dog if no one was home and he was already passed away. So that's what I think happened. Makes the most sense because I don't think anyone would have done anything suspicious to him or foul play was involved. So I think that's what happened. But yeah. But I'm going with the Brutalist. Not to get on a dark term, I'm going with Brutalist.
For original screenplay, it's gonna go to Honora for me because I think that Honora it just looks great. I'm excited to watch it. It's supposed to come out on Hulu soon. Definitely gonna be watching that whenever it comes out. But
You know it's
the
gonna come on Peacock?
what?
Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Oh yes, 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 yes. I cannot wait to watch that.
Oh yeah.
I just want and uh Hooniverse comes out.
Universe, all the monsters coming together.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that.
A new Steamboat Willie trailer dropped.
I did not see that.
I know. I saw it earlier and I meant to watch it, but I couldn't.
But yeah, Honora looks really good. Mikey Madison. I mean, I see her in I see her in Scream 5 and she was really good in that. Um but you know, she's a pretty good actress, especially from Scream 5 because that's the only thing I've seen her in. But yeah, Honora gets the win and then actors in a supporting role. You have Yura Borisov from Honora and then Kieran Culkin from A Real Pain, Edward Norton, a complete unknown, which I didn't even know Edward Norton was in. Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong from The Apprentice. I gave this one to Kieran Culkin from A Real Pain because Kieran Culkin, uh, Home Alone guy. So I don't know. I also heard he was just really good in that. I thought he was the main character though, and then Jesse Eisenberg was the side character. I don't know, but it looks like it could be a pretty good movie.
Did
It's
you say Kieran Culkin was the main kid for Home Alone?
No, I said no. I know it's Macaulay Culkin. It's just I just said he's the kid from he's one of the kids from Home
Oh,
Alone.
one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the Pepsi kid. I know that.
Yeah. 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 Okay. I see.
Um, yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure like everyone else is really good in their movies, but I think Kieran Culkin will probably gave a better performance. I don't know. It's something about going to Italy or something. I think that was the plot of the movie
For what?
for A Real Pain.
Oh.
Like and what was it? Jesse Eisenberg. He's an IU fan in that one. Ooh, Purdue fan over here. Yeah, actress in supporting role now.
It turns out that Steamboat Willie teaser is real. It looks like so that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have to watch that. I don't know why they made David Howard Thornton an actual
Size mouse.
mouse, but whatever. Which one were we on? Actor in the supporting role.
Actress. Oh wait, no, yeah, we're on actor in a supporting role.
Which did you choose?
Yeah, I said Kieran Culkin.
I agreed. I put him because he's gotten a bunch of notice recently within like the past 2 weeks about it. So I think I think he'll get that one for that. Even though I don't even think a real pain's not even in the nomination for best picture, but I agree. I definitely think he should get that. Actress in a supporting role. I was considering Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, but I
Felicity Jones from Rogue One.
is it?
Yeah, she's the main, she's Jen Erso.
Oh, well, I did not know that. Maybe I would have chosen her if I knew that, but I'm gonna go with who I think who is gonna win. Ariana Grande for Wicked. I think she's gonna win it. She did all the singing and she had such a main role and people loved her in that. I think it's gonna go to her. I don't see all the hype behind her acting. I mean, it's good, but like I think her peak days was Sam and Cat. Oh my goodness.
So show.
Oh, it was so dumb. It was so dumb. I mean, I almost said compared to iCarly, but even iCarly was dumb. But yeah, it was good. But yeah, I would go with Ariana Grande from Wicked. Personally.
For actress in a supporting role. Now, this is what I want Ariana Grande to win this. And I think she does have a chance, but okay, this could be either. I wrote down could be either between Ariana Grande and Zoe Saldana because I feel like the Oscars is going to be so biased towards Amelia Perez. So it might go to Zoe Saldana, but I'm gonna be rooting for Ariana Grande, but I think it's gonna go to Zoe Saldana. It I just have some feeling it's gonna happen because the Oscar 13 nominations is insane, and they're gonna win at least a couple of them. All right, now actor in a leading role: Adrian Brody, Timothy Chalamet, Coleman Domingo, Ralph Fiennes, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice, and not what's it called A Different Man. He had a pretty good year. I picked Adrian Brody, even though I hate Adrian Brody. I don't know why. Something about his face. He's a punchable face. I've said this to my mom all the time. He has a punchable face, and I think the reason why I didn't like him is because King Kong from 2005. I did not like that movie, and he was one of the main characters, and he was just really annoying in that. So yeah, I don't think it should go to him, but it probably will. Next person I would probably root. I'm probably going to be rooting for Timothy Chalamet because he's Paul Atreides, and he's just awesome, and or Coleman Domingo because Coleman Domingo he's everywhere now. I didn't even know who Coleman Domingo was for a while, and until like a couple years ago. And now once I knew who he was, he's like in everything. He's literally playing Norman Osborn in the Spider-Man animated show. Yeah, but Adrian Board, Adrian. Oh my gosh, can't speak. Adrian Brody for The Brutalist gets actor in leading role.
And that is who I put. I heard about his performance in it, and I've heard he portrays the character very well for an architect that moved back to America to do all of his architectural stuff. So, I definitely think he will probably it if it has to be between anyone, it's probably gonna be between him and probably Timothy, but I think Adrian is gonna win it by quite a bit. Um, and if he doesn't, then I got some questions about who's voting, but that's what I think. Actress in the leading roles next. So now we're getting into the main one. This one I had as a tie for a little bit. I had to really think about it for a while. I had it between Mikey Madison in Nora and Demi Moore in The Substance. I went with Demi Moore at The Substance. Don't get me wrong. I think Mikey Madison definitely has a big thing going with Honora, and I think she did very well from what I've seen. But Demi Moore, the way she represented this mutation movie per se, and this really messed up, gross kind of film, I think she did very well from what I saw, and so I think they're gonna give it to her. And if not her, it definitely will be Mikey Madison. I could see Cynthia Erivo. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
Cynthia Erivo possibly getting it, but I would be kind of shocked if Nora didn't beat that. Um, at least. So that's what I went with.
Um, I also had a tie between Mikey Madison and Demi Moore.
Yeah.
I went the other way, Mikey Madison, because again, I heard a lot of great things about Mikey Madison and Honora. I I mean, I'm just overly excited to watch that movie because I've heard amazing things about it. I remember seeing that trailer. I'm like, well, this actually looks really good, and it's apparently one of the best movies of 2024. And I'm pretty excited to watch it. But I mean, also I'm very excited to watch Substance whenever it comes out.
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna go down to the library just to rent it for a week just so I can watch it. Even though body horror is not my type of.
Ooh, Tusk.
Yeah, yeah, I'm never watching Tusk.
So gross.
Never watching Tusk.
Centipede's my favorite.
I saw the clip of him turning into a walrus, and it was.
That's not the worst part.
Uh,
The worst part is the ending.
oh, I don't want to. I don't even want to know
It's
about the.
disturbing.
I don't even want to know the ending. But yeah, Mikey Madison for Honora gets the win. But it's gonna be a close one between Demi Moore and Mikey Madison, in my opinion. I think Cynthia Erivo also has a chance, and I don't think Carla Sofia Gascon is gonna have a chance at all, especially with all the stuff that she's been in the news recently. With she was like, I can't remember if it was sexist stuff or like she just said a bunch. I can't remember what
She
she said.
ran her mouth, so she did.
Yeah, she ran her mouth and the right before the Oscars, and she's still gonna go, and I'm surprised she is. Um, but yeah, Mikey Madison for Honora, and then directing Sean Baker for Honora, Brady Colbert for The Brutalist, James Mangold, my guy, James Mangold finally getting some recognition. He directed Logan, and he also is gonna be
I have
directing
a
it.
feeling I know who you're voting for.
He also made. He's gonna make a new Star Wars movie, and I'm very excited for that. Um, then there's Jacques Audiard from Amelia Perez, which is also weird that a Frenchman made a Mexican movie. And then Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. Oh no, wait, I'm looking at. Oh wait, I was looking at actress in a leading role. My bad. Uh, Corley Fargate for The Substance. My bad on that one. I picked Sean Baker for Honora again because I heard amazing things about it. James Mangold. If I'm gonna be biased, I'm picking my boy James Mangold because he made some amazing movies. Ford v Ferrari as well, one of the best racing movies. Also such a sad story. Matt Damon's in it. Christian Bale, great movie. I don't think it's gonna go to Jacques Audiard because he has like um a lot of backlash from Amelia Perez, and I don't think the Oscars gonna like that. But um, directing Sean Baker, Honora is my pick, and then we're on to Best Picture finally.
Well, for directing, I put. I'm not even gonna. M- Apologies in advance. Coralie Fargate. If that is the correct pronunciation for The Substance. I know it's out there, and um, honestly, it has some tough contenders to go against, like James Mangold and Sean Baker. They're definitely up there with her, him. I'm not even sure. I don't, um, I don't even know honestly. Not by the name, it's kind of hard to tell because it could be
I think it's a dude.
you think so? Yeah. No, no, the one under Jacques
Oh, Corley. I think it's a.
Forley.
I think it's a girl.
You think it's going? Yeah. Sorry.
Let me get
Yeah.
her Letterboxd.
But anyway, for The Substance, I think I mean, obviously they made a good movie, and a director is kind of
It's a girl.
it's a girl. Okay, so she made a very good or she did a very good job at directing because directing is a big part of a movie. I mean, it's what makes a movie. Obviously the acting is very important too, but the actors have to be directed to do it. So now, if Kevin Smith was on this list, Kevin Smith any day of the week. He's a
Can't be biased.
genius.
Can't be biased.
No, 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 I'm not biased, but he is a genius. Now, last but not least, Best Picture. The contenders are Anora, The Brutalist, Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. I can tell you right now, there's at least two that are out, Nickel Boys and I'm Still Here, because I've never even heard of them. So, I'm going with the one that has 94% critic and 90 audience, which I believe that makes it the second highest overall on the list, I believe.
Yeah.
The first one being I'm Still Here with 96 critic, 98 audience, but I'm going with Honora. I think Honora is going to win it all, from Mikey Madison's performance to even the who's the supporting actor? What's his name?
Um,
Yura
you're
Borzov.
Borisov.
Borisov. Yeah. I with between them and just everything that went on in that movie, where else that film editing. I think that they are gonna definitely give the best picture to Nora from every good thing I've heard and everything. The only contender on this list that I think could come close, it's between two, and it would be The Brutalist or Wicked. But I don't think Wicked pulled what it had to get to Nora, and The Brutalist is just. I don't think it's gonna be up there as much. I don't think it got as much recognition as Honora did. So I'm gonna go with Honora for Best Picture.
So for me, for what I'm gonna do for best picture, I'm gonna cut five and then I'm gonna keep five. All right. So I'm just gonna go in order on here. We're gonna keep Honora. We're keeping Brutalist. We're gonna hold on. Let me think. Let me think. We're gonna keep a complete unknown. Actually, we're gonna cut complete unknown. We're gonna cut Conclave. We're gonna keep Dune Part Two. We're gonna keep Amelia Perez. Cut I'm Still Here. Cut Nickel Boys. Keep the Substance and cut Wicked. So that's Honora, Brutalist, Dune Part Two, and Substance. We're cut.
Those are the ones I'd probably agree with.
We're gonna cut the Brutalist because I mean I just don't think that because I heard that there was like they used AI at the end of the movie and I don't think the Oscars are gonna like that much.
Mm.
Um, then even though it pains me to say it,
Dune Part
Dune
2 is
Part Two
out.
is going to be out.
Yeah.
Um, I love that movie. I'm gonna be rooting for it all night.
But we both know, honestly.
It's not gonna win it
Yeah.
because the Oscars freaking suck.
Oh, okay. Well, hold
Uh,
on. You've never seen Honora. You don't know how good Honora is.
but the next one that's gonna be cut is wait, hold on. I said I cut the Brutalist and I cut Dune
You
Part
have
Two.
Honora. You have Nora Substance and Complete
Uh,
Unknown.
no, Nora, Amelia Perez, and the Substance. I'm gonna cut Amelia Perez because of all the backlash that's been getting, and also I just don't want it to win Best Picture. If it wins Best Picture, I'm gonna throw something.
We're gonna riot.
I'm going to riot the movie theaters.
We're gonna Philadelphia.
Yeah, and then it comes down to Honora and the Substance, and the Oscars do not like horror movies, so I'm gonna go with Honora
Yeah,
as
they never
well.
have liked horror movies. That's why I didn't give it to Sub. If they actually liked horror movies, they would have given it to Substance. But
I think it's gonna go to Honora.
yeah,
Honora's gonna take a lot of Oscars home. Kind of just like how Everything Everywhere All at Once did back in 2022. That movie's also amazing. I want to rewatch that one. It's weird, but it's good. Honora, Best Picture for the 2024 year. Now we're gonna go for 2025 Oscar picks.
no, literally.
All right, now now that we finished our Oscar predictions, we're gonna go into like what we've been watching recently. Um, like some what 2025 movies.
Just saw your Paddington 3 review, bro. The second best trilogy of all time. You gotta be joking.
I can argue that. Hold on,
Oh
hold
my
on,
goodness.
hold on, hold on,
Oh my goodness.
hold on.
Clerks. You had Star Wars at least.
Okay, original trilogy is the best trilogy of all time. I I can argue that. I can argue Paddington.
Maze Runner.
I haven't seen Maze Runner.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right, let's go into 2025 movies.
Jurassic World, Jurassic Park.
Okay, Jurassic World trilogy is not that
Oh
good.
my goodness.
All right, so I'm just gonna show my rankings for 2025 this year. For me, I've seen 8 movies this year. Hmm?
Spider Man. Die
Ooh.
Hard's 1 to 3.
I still think Paddington's that good, bro.
Bro, way.
All right. So my number 8, which is my worst movie on the year so far, it's Back in Action, which is a Jamie Foxx and uh Cameron Diaz movie.
Toy Story or Back to the Future trilogy? You think Paddington's better than the Back to the Future trilogy? Or better than the Toy Story trilogy?
Let me pause on my on my rankings. Toy Story trilogy, I will give it that. But what was the other one you said? Back to the Future.
Back to the third one's not good, but the first two,
If we're
the
gonna
first
okay,
one especially, bro. Oh my.
I think the first two are perfect, but then the one
Yeah, the
it's
third
like
one's bad.
it's like a 7 out of 10 for me. Uh,
The first three Men in Blacks.
I haven't seen all
The
Men in Black.
Dark Knight trilogy.
Batman Begins is kind of overrated.
My goodness.
It's good, but it's like
The
the
first three X-Men movies.
first three X. Okay, first one's good. I don't like X2 and X Men: The Last Stand is it's okay.
Lord of the Rings. Wait.
Oh heck nah, heck nah.
Captain America trilogy. Yeah, that only got you thinking, huh?
Paddington.
Oh, bro, there's no way.
Because I have okay.
You're
If we're gonna do this, all right. So I have the first Avenger at an 8 out of 10, then Winter Soldier and Civil War 10 out of 10s. Paddington 3 is a 9 out of 10,
oh,
and Paddington 1 and 2 are 10 out of 10s. Uh,
keep going.
okay. Back to my rankings. I don't. It's gonna be in the top 10. It's maybe top 5 trilogies of all time. It's so good. I've been watching those movies since 2014. They're very special to me because I still remember seeing the first Paddington in theaters with my dad. And remember just having an awesome time. The Brown family, one of the greatest families ever. I love that Brown family. Whoa.
Bro, maybe don't say it
I
like that.
I
Maybe don't
love
say it like
I
that.
love I love the Brown family.
Don't say I love a Brown fan. That's not good.
Okay, let's just shut up now. All right,
Yeah.
all right. 8th place for me because I've seen 8 movies on the air is Back in Action. Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz finally returning to the movies. It's just a basic action thriller with not I wouldn't say action thriller. It's more just a stupid action movie where basically the plot is Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz they're spies for this government agency, and then they are presumed dead, but they don't want to be spies anymore. They just want to live and have their kid because Cameron Diaz is pregnant. So basically they go into hiding, and then like 15 years later they start they finally get recruited back by Kyle Chandler, who finds him. He finds them back at their new home, and he was not expecting to see that they were still alive, and it's just such a dumb movie in my opinion. Like I don't know. It had the charm with the family, but I don't know, wasn't that good. And then oh, you want to go back and forth, or you just want to
Which one did you get to your number 6 first?
number 6? Okay, my number 7, which I am a little sad about that it's number 7. It's Dogman. Dogman. Okay, I was excited to see Dogman uh because obviously Dogman oh my goodness, it's a children's movie, don't get me wrong, and I read all the books back in what was it, like second grade to now. I mean, I still have all the books somewhere in my house, but like I don't know, it wasn't that good in my opinion. I thought um Pete Davidson did a pretty good job with the voice acting as Petey. And when I wouldn't have casted him because I remember I used to make pretend like my own vision of a Dogman movie, and I can't remember who I had casted for each person as a voice actor, but I did not cast Pete Davidson as Petey. Um, Overall, the movie was just okay. I wouldn't ever see it again. Captain Underpants movie's better. Uh, I felt like this. I think if they do a Dogman 2 movie, they just need to like I don't know. It's just like I feel I'm if the movie came out back in 2017, I think I would have loved it, but it came out in 2025. All right, now my number 6 is You're Cordially Invited, which I thought I was gonna absolutely love when watching those trailers. But it was still good, but like it was a little weird. It had Will Ferrell, Reese Witherspoon, and also Jimmy Tatro, who I used to watch all the time on YouTube. He is one of my favorite YouTube videos of all time. Eighth grade sleepover. Uh, it's so funny. But honestly, it's a very basic plot, you know. Uh, Will Ferrell's daughter is getting married, and Reese Witherspoon's sister is getting married, and they end up double booking their weddings, and it's just an okay plot. But I thought Will Ferrell was funny in it. I thought I thought everybody was funny in it, especially Will Ferrell, because you know Will Ferrell, he's been childhood classic of mine ever since Elf. But yeah, it was okay. I would still recommend going to it's on Prime Video. I still recommend seeing it and make your own opinion on it.
What'd you rate it out of?
I gave it a 3.5. I probably lower it though.
I did it that high.
Yeah, my mom and I have gave it the same rating. I thought it was pretty funny in moments, but especially the alligator scene. I was laughing so much during that scene. All right, now number 6 for you.
Yeah, I've only seen 6 for the year so far. I've been rewatching a lot of TV shows. I've been trying to watch Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, but it's not on anything, and I've checked bootleg websites, and it's not even on there yet. So whoa, bootleg website. No one would say anything about bootleg movie website. Anyway, my number 6 so far in last place is Cordially Invited. I did not like it that much. I thought it was okay. I thought a few funny scenes were just when Will Ferrell yells, because whenever he yells, it's funny.
Yeah.
But cause his yell's so funny and so aggressive, but also he's like scared at the same time, so it's great. Um, in different news, real quick, because it just popped up and it's exciting to me. You haven't seen them yet, but American Pie 5. There is a thing on Letterboxd or on IMDb and says it's in development.
Well, I haven't seen anything about it.
I just saw something on Instagram that said they were talking about doing one, or that there was one that they have decided to do. But the description says it will be a holiday that has Jim, which is the main guy, Jason Biggs, and the crew getting into trouble in Vegas. So I definitely think if they do that, it would be cool. It's been 13 years since they did the American Reunion, which Sean William Scott, one of my favorite actors of all time, she's in that. Well,
She?
she's in that. I was saying she because I was looking at Allison Hannigan, who is her. That was her big role, was the first American Pie. But what a lot of what she's known for a lot besides American Pie, for the Vampire Slayer, she is um. You gotta be joking right now. I've been rewatching this. I've watched this show multiple times and I can't remember the character's name now. Um, Not Buffy, not Xander, not Giles. But it's the other one. Not Cordelia. Oh my goodness, I'm actually so disappointed in myself. What is her name?
Not a true movie fan.
Faith, Summer. I can name all the characters except for her. Why can't I remember her name? She's such a good character too. Um, which, speaking of Faith, uh, Eliza Dushku, one of the best characters in that show, for more reasons than one. Great actor. She's very good in that. Um,
What are the other reasons?
what do you mean? There's no other reason. She's just very good in it.
Where can I search her up?
Willow. I should have known that. Spike actually was at our Comic Con not too long ago, and Xander was there probably 2 years ago. Now, um, if Sarah Michelle Gellar ever comes through, yeah, I'm getting I Know What You Did Last Summer poster signed, or a Buffy. That'd be hard for me to choose because I love both. But Buffy is the OG thing. I watched her a lot, and so I would probably have to go with Buffy, even though I've already missed the chance to get Xander and Spike on it. Um, but yeah, that was my number 6. I go ahead and do my number 5. We're sitting. I think it is. Let me double check. But yeah, my number 5 is Henry Dinton the movie. One of my favorite shows as a kid, especially the first, I don't know, 4 seasons were really good, especially 3. I would always watch it on my grandma's house because I would always stay the night for church, and it was always on Saturday night is when the new episode was dropped or came out. Um, it was it was good. at a lot of times, but it was also very weird at some times. Nickelodeon pretty much had all their budget taken away. You can tell that from this because in the very beginning of Henry Danger, it's great. Their budget's good. I mean, you could tell everything looks good. The costumes, the even the fake stuff, the CGI, all that, all looks good. Then you get to later seasons and it's like, all right, why does it look like this? And then the movie, you're like, the movie's a little bit better than how the end of the show looked like, but the movie's still like, all right, they couldn't get a little more budget. But you know what? I thought it was still pretty good. It was better than the what was the other one? The Thundermans, that movie that came
I
out.
saw the CGI in that movie was
Yeah, it
awful.
was it was bad. And I loved the Thunderman shows as a kid too, but yeah, the movie was not good compared. But the Henry Danger movie wasn't horrible, so that's my number five.
My number five is Captain America: Brave New World. Oh my goodness. Captain America: Brave New World. No, it's not a bad movie at all. I think the critics are overhating on this movie. I thought that Harrison Ford did a great job
Your
as
number five is Captain America: Brave New World.
yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
Captain America: Brave New World. Harrison Ford did a great job as Thaddeus Ross. Anthony Mackie finally getting the starting role in a movie, and he's great as Captain America. I thought his dynamic with Danny Ramirez, Joaquin Torres, who's the new Falcon, was really good, and the new what was she was like a widow, right? The Israel, the one from Israel, the one who was with the president all the time
And
in Brave New World. Yeah, she was pretty cool.
who's the president?
Her name is Ruth Bat Safara. She was a widow.
Oh, yes, yes, like the shorter.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
she was pretty cool. I thought.
Cause she had serum stuff too, didn't she? She was like super strong or something.
Yeah, because the uh, and then Tim Blake Nelson returning um almost almost 15 years after yeah, nearly 16 years after the Incredible Hulk came out. Even though people are hating on the design, it's one of his comic accurate designs. So like there's two different versions. There's the big head with the beard, and then there's the gamma radiation one. And I understand why they went with that one because they were testing gamma radiation on him. So when you continue putting gamma radiation into his skull, his brain is gonna come out, and it's gonna be all over the place.
Realistically, your brain would probably just like melt, and then there would you just die.
Well, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so shut up.
I'm just saying,
Which
realistically.
also, before we get into this, I completely forgot that Danny Ramirez, who plays the new Falcon, was in Top Gun Maverick. He's the he has the buzz cut.
Who?
Uh, Joaquin Torres, he's Danny Ramirez. He's fanboy in Top Gun Maverick.
Fanboy. For some reason, I can't remember that one. He obviously wasn't one of the main pilots.
Oh no, he is.
Compared to the rest, I don't remember him.
Hmm.
Is he the one that's in the back seat with the black guy? What's his name? Well, I don't know. I can't remember what his name is. He was the only one.
Uh, I'm gonna have to rewatch Top Gun Maverick. I mean, it's my fifth favorite movie of all time. Um, yeah, but overall, great movie. Also, wait, just if you want to skip like 30 seconds, I just want to talk about cameos. Actually, no, skip like a minute. Um,
Or payback. Payback is too.
all right, so starting now, skip right now. I'm just gonna talk about the cameos. If you have not seen Brave New World, Sebastian Stan as Bucky, he returned. I love Bucky. Bucky is such a great character. I was really happy to see him because he returned from Falcon the Winter Soldier, and then we're gonna go see him in Thunderbolts. And I'm glad he's not gonna die in that because it's been confirmed he's gonna be in Doomsday. I mean, it could just be it could be a variant version.
Say we don't know about Doomsday. That could be
Yeah,
anything. So.
yeah, but also Liv Tyler returned as Betty Ross, from the original Incredible Hulk movie. Pretty cool. I mean, like I wasn't overly excited about it, but it was cool to see her. Now spoilers are over, so.
Well, hold on.
Oh, you want to talk about something?
I'm gonna go ahead and skip to my number four real quick, which is also Captain America: Brave New World, and I want to talk about my favorite appearance. So go ahead and skip again. My favorite cameo was by far the scene where they showed on the TV where it was the Abomination versus the Hulk. Dude,
It's not a cameo.
that was a cameo. It was a cameo scene. It was still a scene of the character, so technically it was a cameo. They appeared in it, and you didn't expect them to, did you? It was great. I okay, I shouldn't say I love it. I love the characters. I love the Hulk and Abomination, and I do like the Edward Norton Hulk. I think it is underrated. I think it is good. So seeing that was such a good, I think it was a good tribute. It was a good way to tie in some loose ends because that's always been kind of a loose end because they never really do talk about that in the MCU. They never do really talk about what happens with
Kind of
that.
makes it fully canon
Yeah,
now.
so it finally made it canon and finally ties it in, and so it's not just a random Incredible Hulk movie that's out the way. It brought it in, which I like when a movie can tie up some loose ends. The other thing I liked is how it tied in the end, or the fact that no one in any Marvel movie in a while has mentioned the giant extraterrestrial in the ocean,
Well,
and
technically, there was.
well,
There
they
in She-Hulk, there on her laptop there was a article that was talking about the
well,
giant celestial hand in the bot, like in the.
yeah, I know what you're talking, but like they never fully just talk about it or anything. And then this movie, they're actually really talking about it and getting depth into it, and we see it more and what they're doing with it now. And
And then right beneath it was man fights in bar with claws.
oh well, well, wonder who that was. Interesting. Um, but yeah, so that would be my favorite movie. But it is I had to say four because that is my four. But here you go.
It's supposed to be on five.
No, my fifth one was Henry Danger.
Oh wait, you're right. You're right. You're right. Um, my number four is Companion. I saw this with a really good friend of mine, Allison, and oh my gosh. Okay, but Companion, it was a pretty good movie. Um, it has Sophie Thatcher, Jack Quaid, um, and Jack Quaid. He's great in pretty much everything I've seen him in. He's Huey from The Boys. He also plays Superman in a show, but I haven't seen that. He also plays Spider Man. He plays Peter Parker in the opening scene of Across the Spider Verse. He's also the guy from Scream. Um, Scream 5, and
I know it's just called Scream, but I don't care what you millennials have to say. It's Scream 5.
he's also in Hunger Games. He plays Marvel. Uh, he's such a good actor. I think he's hilarious.
The killer alongside Mikey Madison and Scream.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Oh wait, I just yeah.
yeah.
Mikey Madison's about to get an Oscar nomination, and then she might win the whole Oscar. She might win. Like
I think she'll win.
I think she will. But it's such a you got to go into the Companion blind. You can't like watch this. Do not watch the second trailer. Just watch that first trailer and just don't expect anything out of
I
that.
don't even remember what the second trailer.
Second trailer like spoils what happened.
Oh, okay.
Just go into that movie
You said
complete.
the first one you didn't know that.
Yeah, the first one you had no idea what was going on, but this, um, I just recommend watching that first trailer and then just going into that movie not expecting a thing, and then once the twists come in, you're gonna love it. Uh, Overall, I was very, very happy coming out of that theater because it was just such a good movie, and I wasn't expecting it to be like that good of a movie. Um, you lowered your rating for it.
I did. I thought about it, and I do like it, but the twists were pretty predictable. In my
The
opinion.
second twist was not though.
Which one was? Yeah, that one wasn't. That one wasn't as much, but the first one was. So, no,
Hmm.
I think it was still decent.
All right. You're on. You're number four now.
All right. I gotta look up my number four is. My number four is Captain America. I already said that.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
three now.
three. Companion. Because I know which movie he put. If he didn't put one movie up there as of today, literally about 3 hours ago or 2 hours ago, I should say, is when he probably got out.
Don't look at it yet.
Yeah, if he didn't add that, we would pretty much have the same one, two, three, and four. Besides two and one would have been swapped, I believe. But number three, I also have Companion. I thought it was a good. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good horror movie to start off the year. It is the first horror movie that we saw of the year. No, it's not true. I think I saw Hard Eyes before I saw Companion. Trying to remember. Yeah, I was gonna see Companion pretty early on, but didn't get a chance to.
Wisconsin.
Whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Companion. So yeah, that's what I did. Now should I go ahead and do my? What are you on? Have you done three yet?
I know I'm not.
Okay, back to you.
My number three is the monkey. Very, very good. I thought this was better than Long Legs, to be honest. I was very.
Yeah.
Whereas like I liked Long Legs. Don't get me wrong about that. I thought Long Legs was a good movie, but the monkey, it was funny for one. I was laughing the entire time.
Funny is an understatement for this.
No, wait, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
The first church scene where okay, it's not really a spoiler, but there's people who die in the movie. When the first person dies and they're in the
Priest is
the priest
freaking-
the priest best performance in
Priest, he's like a chapel boy almost.
yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing, and it's hilarious.
Walks up, sees the body, he's like, Jesus Christ.
And and then Theo James, he plays two people, Hal and Bill, who are twin brothers. Tatiana Maslany is also in it, who's She-Hulk. And
I
then
always forget that she looks a white woman, honestly. For some
really,
reason, I always think that she is an African American woman. I
hmm,
don't know why, but I always think that.
she's a white woman. Uh, but I thought it was a great movie. The Monkey, highly recommend watching it. Osgood Perkins, he might become, he's rising up as one of the best newer horror directors. I think this one was a lot better because I've had my expectations to the roof with Long Legs because everyone was saying this is the scariest movie of all time. And it wasn't the scariest movie of all time, but I wouldn't say it was scary at all. It was just very like
Uncomfortable.
uncomfortable
Yeah.
and it was very anxiety induced. Um, yeah, but that's my number three. You go on to your number two.
Trying to remember. Oh, I know what my number two is. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about the monkey. My number two is Hard Eyes. It is a very good newer day slasher. The last one that I take actually there have been two pretty recent ones that have been also pretty good. Thanksgiving and Scream 6 were both pretty good. Totally Killer was good too. That was a little farther back than the other two. Which what was
Scream Six was
Thanksgiving was last year though, wasn't it?
no 2023 as well.
Was it? I thought it was beginning of 2024. I don't know. I don't remember. Um, I guess that year had a lot of good slashers, and then 2023 cooked with slashers because those were some good slashers. But I think Hard Eyes was had some had a little bit of comedy. The deaths were somewhat comedic, I would say. Um,
Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding had pretty good
yeah, they
chemistry.
had good chemistry, which is good because they kind of needed that for that movie. I thought the idea of it was cool. I don't think they're the first people to have that idea per se, but I think it was definitely cool because there's
Stuff on our friend Caleb.
oh yeah, because there is My Bloody Valentine, which is there was originally an '80s one, and there was one that came out in 2009 with Jensen Ackles, and that's about a killer on yeah. You got excited, huh? Yeah.
The Soldier Boy.
Oh my goodness. Or Dean from
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Fab Five Freddy from the
Yeah.
Incredibles.
Um.
DJ Smith
Wait.
said bye bye.
Yeah, yeah, Dean. Which his character in Supernatural, super funny, super good. I love Supernatural. I watched the first 5 seasons. I need to finish that show
I know he
eventually.
makes a seven reference in it.
Yeah, he makes a bunch of references in it, honestly, or actually. But yeah, but so that was also a movie where the guy goes around killing people or couples on Valentine's Day. So it's not the first person to do the idea, but I think they did it very well. They chose a good cast. Who's the one character I'm trying to think of? There's one really good character. The ending was a little freaky.
Yeah.
He got a little weird. Oh, but the kill, I like the kills. I'm a guy that likes some interesting kills.
Kills.
Yeah, I like some. I like when they twist it up some. So I thought the kills were pretty good.
My number two is Hard Eyes.
Yeah.
Hard Eyes, very good movie. Um, again, kills amazing. Olivia Holt, who was my celebrity crush when I was like, when I was watching Kicking It, and I was like, 2007 Megan Fox is up there as well, but yeah, but she was great in it. And Mason Gooding continuing his horror.
Scream guy right there.
Yes, again another Scream character.
Scream too. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mason Gooding was great in it, and then I felt like the killers were predictable, but they were just really they.
Two of them are definitely predictable.
Yeah, but they were just really good.
Yeah.
But and there's a reference they make in that movie. I don't want to spoil it to anyone who hasn't seen it, and it's funny because one of the actor. Oh, it's not really a spoiler. But there's a one of the cops is the sister of Dom Toretto in Fast and Furious,
Oh, that's right.
and
That's right.
they're detectives Hobbs and Shaw, and Olivia Holt's character says like Hobbs and Shaw from Fast and Furious, and they're like don't know what that is, and it's funny because she's in that franchise. But
You know what it reminds me of? reminds me of the other guys when they're like, "That's gotta be a TLC reference." He's like, "I don't know what is that? I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't understand the reference.
Don't go creeping." Really? You don't say creep unless you mean TLC.
I'm a peacock, Captain. You gotta let me fly on this one. Terry, let's just settle this. Peacocks don't fly. They fly a little bit, as much as a penguin. Do me a favor. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Was that accidental, or were you trying to quote TLC on purpose? I don't understand the reference. You don't understand what you just said. I don't know what that is. Get out. And then there was
They said, don't.
because I don't want no scrubs. Really? You're not aware that's a TLC song. I don't know what you're talking about. First you say you don't want us chasing waterfalls. Now you're telling us you don't want no scrubs. If this thing gets out, we never talk. You trust us? Yep. You gotta creep, creep, creep.
Creep.
Come on. You don't say creep, creep unless you're quoting TLC. Love that movie. One of my favorite comedy movies ever. But you're going to your number one.
Yeah. Well, not I do love the other guys. Also, I'm not afraid to admit it. TLC has some bangers. Waterfalls and No Scrubs. Those are some two bangers. It took me a while to get to the rap part of Waterfalls, but it's a good song. My number one. I don't even need to look. Imagine Final Destination mixed with a hilarious comedy movie mixed with what was the other one I used to describe it? It wasn't Final. It was Final Destination.
Hold on.
It was on my yeah. It was on my
Looking.
it was on my review.
Final Destination would mix with some
Oh
Terrifier.
yeah, Final Destination mixed with Terrifier because some of the deaths were they were a little gnarly, but
The
they
first
weren't.
one
Yeah. Well,
looked like it was a Terrifier.
yeah, definitely. There's some funny Terrifier act Terrifier likeness kills, but gosh, the Final Destination feel of this movie. I'm a big fan of the first Final Destination. The second one is also good. Then you get the fourth, fifth, and yeah, the third, fourth, and fifth one. Which I mean, I see you taking pictures of me over there.
Snap the shake.
Uh huh. They're good ish. Not. I mean, some of them are good. Um, but the monkey. Back to it. The monkey is so funny for no reason. I was going to that theater. I was like, all right, it's gonna be a killer monkey toy. I mean, obviously, it's what the trailer shows. So you know what to expect, some supernatural kind of stuff. You think you're not quite sure, but you go in there, dude. When I tell you this stuff had the whole theater laughing, the entire theater erupted when something would happen because it was this funny and out of nowhere. And oh man, it was there is a definitely I won't say twist, but there is just about okay. No, I guess it is kind of expected, but there is one confusing part of the movie, which
At the very
at
end.
the very end, but if I saw it twice the same I saw it Friday night and I saw it again Saturday night. So you can say I was a little bit of a fan of the movie. But when I rewatched it, I noticed throughout the movie they mentioned the thing that happens a lot and so it made a little more sense, but then you still think about it and you're like, no, still doesn't kind of make sense how that would even be possible. But that's for you to find out. Actually, go ahead and click off now because we have to discuss this now. Now that we mentioned, click off if you haven't seen it yet. It's kind of a spoiler. Click off now for a minute. Pause it. Or skip ahead. I don't know. Skip about a minute, 10 seconds, something like that. I don't know. The horse with the dude that was pale. Throughout the movie, they always go a pale horse and a man riding it is death. They mention it probably like 2 or 3 different times. I know I didn't either the first time. I caught it on my rewatch. Bill says it, the brother says it, and then there was one more character that said it too. Way off. Oh, the worker that gets the vape stuck in his throat.
Oh yeah.
At the very beginning of the movie, when he first talks to him, he talks about a pale horse and a guy riding it who is death. And at the very end of the movie, you see them riding in the car, and they stopped at a stoplight, and right there is the horse with death on it. That's exactly what it is. Which oh, all right, cool. But yeah, which oh my goodness. Of course, SML. Gotta love them. Yeah, the horse is definitely interesting. And then right after that, you see a bunch of cheerleaders get decapitated, which was awesome. But real quick, while we told people to turn off away, there is the end credit scene, the very very end credit scene, the only end credit scene, I suppose.
Teasing his next
She's
movie.
yeah, very interesting.
It looks like it's an anthology movie,
Yeah,
and I'm not a huge fan of anthology movies.
it looks like
Put the one story. If you can't tell a full
yeah,
story, then don't make it.
it looks like it has something to do with I want to almost say witches because that's just kind of the feeling of the clothing gave, but then it also had someone that looked like they were, I don't know, locked up per se. I'm not sure. It was very interesting. It was just a bunch of different females, and it was showing them. Definitely did look like anthology, but a lot of it looked like it was focused on maybe the witch era. So I don't know. Definitely looked interesting, but the monkey was by far my favorite. It was so funny and it was so dark. They did what Terrifier 3 did. They also had the balls to kill off a kid on screen, which well not as yeah, well I told you spoilers had, which they actually don't. It's just it's what is it called? How do you put this? He wanted to do it, so it showed him doing it, but he didn't actually do it. It was just what he was thinking about doing. With the bowling ball when he walks over to his bed and drops it on it.
Okay, well that wasn't real though. That
No,
wasn't.
I know. I'm saying he was like dreaming that he was imagining that he was doing that, but they still showed a kid. We are back because I had to cut a little bit because we messed up. Whoopsie. Um, as I was saying, yeah, the bowling ball scene was pretty messed up, but the monkey was definitely by far my favorite movie of the year. So
My number one was something I just watched a couple hours ago. Paddington in Peru. That franchise is amazing. I literally everybody thinks that franchise is amazing. You only don't think that because you haven't seen those movies. It's so like heartwarming and like you care for this family, you care for this bear. Uncle Pastuzo, bro. They kill off Uncle Pastuzo in the first movie. That's not even a spoiler, but oh my goodness, I love that franchise so much. They're making a fourth one. I'm very very excited. To see that one. And also just like the villains that they have in those movies, they're pretty good. The first one was Nicole Kidman. Second one was um shoot Hugh Grant, and then the third one antagonist is um Antonio Banderas. Pretty good actors for that franchise, and I just think that I think that the Brown family is just they're just such a you just care for them so much. And I think Henry Brown is probably my favorite. Like the dad, he's so funny, especially in this one. He was really funny in this one. But the Paddington movies, they're peak cinema. Especially, I think the best one's Paddington One. Even though people say Paddington Two is the best one, I don't get me wrong. I love Paddington Two. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. But I just think that Paddington, um, I think the Paddington One is just so much better in my opinion. It first you're not gonna like because there's musical scores in 2 and 3, but but it's supposed to it's comedic. There's just only one, but they're great. I love that franchise. I love everything about it. I hope that franchise lives on for like 1,000 years because of how good it is. But yeah, that's my number one movie on the year so far. I'm guessing it's not gonna stay there for long because there are plenty of 2025 movies that I'm pretty excited for. Like, okay, so we know we have said our most anticipated movies for 2025, but there has been multiple trailers that we have seen in the theater that have looked pretty decent. Um, what else? What has there been? Oh yeah,
Mickey 17, the new Mickey 17 trailer. When I saw that in theater, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna see that. It looks so good. I was not expecting it to look that good, but once the second, like I heard about it and I was like, it doesn't sound that great. I saw that trailer, the newest trailer in theater, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm seeing that. It looks so good.
yeah, I'm gonna go see that with my mom because it reminds me, me and her of like a Groundhog Day kind of vibe because he's even though he's not repeating the same day, he's getting like he's every time he dies just gets right back out and into the world, and it looks interesting. Mark Ruffalo's the villain, and it looks good. Has a 3.7 out of 5 on Letterboxd. But I have a couple movies I want to talk about. First one is Lock. Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins. Basically, Bill Skarsgård. I'm pretty sure he's like a like a. I'm pretty sure it's like a druggie or something like that. I don't know. But he looks like he sells weed, and he breaks into this car, and the car is like built to like not let anyone out, and Anthony Hopkins owns the car, and he has to Bill Skarsgård's character has to survive, and it looks really good. Like, here's the plot: when Eddie breaks into a luxury SUV, he steps into a deadly trap set by William, a self-proclaimed vigilante, delivering his own brand of twisted justice with no means of escape. Eddie must fight to survive in a ride where escape is an illusion, survival is a nightmare, and justice shifts into high gear. Sounds pretty good. And also a movie that kind of has a similar plot to both of these movies kind of have similar plots to Carry On. Drop. Drop is about a mother who's going on a date, and basically she left her child with a babysitter, and she gets a text from an anonymous person saying, "If you don't kill your date, I'm gonna kill your babysitter and I'm gonna kill your kid." Sounds pretty good. It's directed by the same guy that did Happy Death Day, Freaky, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. It looks really good, and I'm pretty excited to see that one. What else has there been for trailers? Ooh, Novocaine. I saw the newest trailer. Novocaine's gonna be awesome. I again, Jack Quaid, amazing in everything. I think. Oh, do you want to talk about the one with Mike Wheeler? The one we saw in theaters with Khalees?
Oh, what was that called?
Hell of a Summer.
I think it looks decent. It looks like another slasher. Kind of reminds me of which, one of the Fear Streets. It's kind of what it reminds me of.
Fair Street 1978.
That one. Yeah, it reminded me of that. I think it looks good. It looked funny for sure. Is that the one where they were playing Monopoly? There was one where,
Yes.
yeah. Your boy likes Monopoly a little bit, so I like that scene. I was a big fan. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be good. Now, there was one more. What is coming out around the 17th?
Sinners.
Is it Sinners? I thought there was something else too.
Oh wait, for this month?
Yeah.
The Electric State.
No, I don't think that's it.
Death of a Unicorn.
No. March 17th releases.
Can't remember anything that's coming out March 17th. It's Novocaine comes out March 14th.
Maybe it was 14th.
I know, and it's Novocaine
What
and
year are we in? 2025? Let's see.
can't remember.
I was trying to. Oh, well, you know what? I have my notepad, which I have all the days they release. Let's see here. 14th, I have Novocaine. Oh, yeah, Novocaine's the 14th, which I may go see the early showing Monday night. We'll see. Uh, it's the mystery movie night. Happens to say it's a movie that's a new release that's coming out. It's an early showing of new release. Happens to be an hour 50 minutes, just like Novocaine. Happens to be rated R. I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking it may be Novocaine. So I'm like, if I can get early showing for $5, I'm in. Why not? Might as well do that instead of 12.50. I mean, it makes so much more sense. Um, but yeah, and then there's this movie which how do I put this? Well, hold on, let me talk about one. Until Dawn looks really good. I'm excited for that one. I just had to put that in there. This movie I'm only seeing because I want to know what they call the seven dwarves now because people think that's offensive. I'm seeing Snow White because I want to know what they call it. The seven mystical creatures, the seven Willy Wonka people. I don't know. Whatever they call them,
The seven Oompa Loompas.
seven Oompa Loompas, whatever. I want to know what they're gonna call them because people think that seven dwarves is offensive.
That's not offensive.
I know, I agree. I can see how other stuff could be
Well, I
maybe
mean, it's
considered.
probably because we're not midgets.
Well,
That's also
that's
offensive.
offensive. Yeah, you can't say that's offensive. Come on, man.
Okay,
Which
we're
see,
not small people.
we're not small people, but they are. They're not even small people. They're literally dwarf creatures. They're creatures from a
They're not
forest.
real people.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be real people. They're creatures from a forest. So they are seven dwarf creatures, is what they are. Um, But whatever. Who am I to say? I
The
guess
guy,
I'm not part of
the
Disney.
guy from the Pirates of the
Which
Caribbean franchise, the small guy from that, he's gonna be playing Grumpy,
um,
and the rest are tall people, which makes
I
it
saw that. I was like, that's so weird.
just ask midgets.
I mean, oh, no. Hold on, that's offensive. All right, let me tell you about a movie that is so underrated, which I need to change my rating for on Letterboxd because I don't think it's very high. The movie feels like it's 18 hours long, but it is time banned. It's literally just a movie about small people time traveling through different era. It's fantastic. It's so good.
What?
Y-
What's it called?
Time Bandits. It has what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? Kevin Baker. or Kevin.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
R2D2.
R2D2. Yes, it has R2D2, and the main kid is someone popular too. Sean Connery and Shelley Duvall's in it.
I do like Sean.
John Cleese is in it. Ian Holm. That's something. Ian Holm's in it. He's in Alien. He was also in Alien Romulus. He's the robot that you see in Alien Romulus.
Is it the AI robot? Wait, what's his name again?
Yeah, Ian Holm. He was like the robot that was on the ship that was talking to him, but he was based on Rook, who is a character from the original Alien. Um, so yeah, he was in there, and then there was who was the other?
Oh yeah, that is him.
Yeah, there's someone else that I thought was pretty famous, maybe not, but yeah, Kevin Baker, R.I.P. or Kenny Baker, sorry, not Kevin, Kenny Baker, Kenny Baker, yeah, R.I.P. and Shelley Duvall, actually Sean Connery, I don't,
Shelley Duvall's in it? I didn't see her.
yeah, Sean Connery too. I mean, all these, this did come out in like 1981, so
I don't see Shelley Duvall. Oh,
she's like the second one, yeah.
oh,
Um, it's a
oh,
good.
you're looking at IMDb. I'm not looking at IMDb.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at IMDb. But yeah, of course, there's a few more good movies come out. Minecraft comes out later, which
There she is.
yeah,
She's right
um,
beneath Sean Connery.
Sinners. Final. All right, May. I'm going to be gone a lot during the very beginning of June, end of May. So hopefully I'll still be able. I'm the only one I may miss is Karate Kids Legends. I'll still see it in theater, but I won't be able to see it when it first comes out.
I can't wait for it.
But
It looks good.
yeah, in May, um, the same day, Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. I'm gonna have to see that with
I'm
my
seeing
boy
it first,
Gianni.
and let me tell
I'm
you,
seeing both of them.
it's not gonna be Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. Oh, I'm seeing both of them. Dude, the Lilo, I love Stitch, bro. Stitch is so funny. Yeah.
He's
I
an overrated character.
No, Lilo and Stitch has always been my favorite, like one of my favorite animated movies. Especially Disney. It's probably my favorite Disney animated movie. Um,
I'm going to
but
see Mission Impossible for a couple reasons. One of them is because Simon Pegg is so funny.
dude, you don't.
I'm gonna rewatch Paul because it just
Yeah.
came back
Oh
on Peacock.
my god. I'm
I
trying to
love
think of
Paul so much.
what Simon Pegg movie do I like? I'm trying to remember which one it is.
I know for a fact it's
I
not Shaun of the
I
Dead.
do like Paul. No, I do not like Shaun of the Dead. I don't care what people say. It's overrated.
Ready Player One.
Uh,
He's technically Ready Player One.
yeah, I know he's in Ready Player One. I mean, he's decent in that one. But the other guy, who's the other guy in the Mission Impossibles? He's Simon Pegg's.
Ving Rhames.
Yes, he's in so many zombie movies, so many B-rated zombie movies too. But he's in the 2004 Dawn of the Dead. He's in, which is actually, it's weird, but it's actually pretty
The people
decent.
under the stairs.
But then there's like he's in one called like Zombie Apocalypse, and one he's in like a different Day of the Dead that or Day of the Living Dead, some stupid, and they were terrible compared to other zombie movies.
Zombie Apocalypse.
Zombie Apocalypse, I've seen that. Yeah,
That's a
it's
stupid name for a
dude,
movie.
it's terrible. Don't ever watch it.
Was not planning.
This summer though, we're looking pretty stacked. You have 28 years later. You have the F1 movie. You have Megan 2.0, best movie of the year right there. Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman. I know what you did last summer. Fantastic Four. That's what you have in just June and July, along with I'm sorry, Ballerina, the John Wick story. And then August you have the new
I
Naked
still gotta
Gun,
watch John Wick.
Freakier Friday. Apparently Insidious Tale comes out then. You have Conjuring in September. You have
Oh, Insidious got
Black Phone 2.
delayed
Oh, of course it did.
2026 now.
Dang it. All right. I'll have to remove that off my list. Conjuring, September 5th. Black Phone 2, October 17th. You have Mortal Kombat 2, October 24th, which has your boy from The Boys, literally your boy from The Boys. It has
Wait, what movie is there?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, Carl
Yeah,
Urban.
he plays a
Ori
good character too.
Outlander
I
done killed
yeah,
me once,
I
took
love.
me
I've
bloody son.
always loved the Mortal Kombat games. I mean, I have a Mortal Kombat stand-up machine right where we're sitting. So I've always liked that. Then there's the new Predator movie coming out. Then there's November 14th. You know what comes out then?
Number 14?
Yeah.
No.
Wicked is the 21st. You can't be
Oh no,
googling.
no. Wait, I'm looking at my
Yeah.
Letterboxd. It doesn't show the release dates. Now you see me three.
Yes. Now you see me 3. Very very excited for that. Oh my goodness. The second one is great too, but the first one especially. Oh my goodness. Just don't. I'm not even gonna say that. Watch it because you can't even get spoiled for that. You need to watch it.
I got my
Um.
to watch it, and they were shocked by the twist.
Oh, dude, I was too. I usually can see him coming. That one, I just for some reason no. I feel like no one sees it. It's just you don't predict it. It just they never point at it. Most movies will point at the twist that's gonna happen, and it didn't at all. Then you have Five Nights at Freddy's 2, December 5th, which
I'm excited because they're
yeah,
diving into more of the horror aspect of
yeah,
Five Nights at
that's true.
Freddy's.
So I'm excited to see that because it's always supposed to be kind of a horror game. Now, the final film I have so far on my notes is Jack Black and Paul Rudd in the new Anaconda.
I
I'm
think that's gonna be terrible.
I'm praying Ice Cube is yeah, but I feel like it's also gonna be funny because those two are hilarious. I'm praying Ice Cube returns for it though. which he's not in. I don't think he's credited at all. But there have been movies where people come in and they're not credited at all, so it's more of a surprise. So I'm hoping Ice Cube makes an appearance in Anaconda because I don't hate the first Anaconda. I don't love it per se, but I think it's decent. But I think he definitely was one of the best characters in that, along with Sean, Owen Wilson. I believe Owen Wilson was an Anaconda, if I'm not mistaken. And well, of course, there was Jennifer Lopez, J Lo, who's in it. Um, yeah, Owen Wilson. That was Owen Wilson seemed very young. And that Danny Trejo was in it, so I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see all those movies. Those are the ones I are planning on seeing at least. There's more movies that are coming out to Netflix originals, Prime originals, which I haven't seen anything about them really any movies for Prime or Netflix.
I saw the trailer for the new Tom Hardy action movie.
Oh, Havoc.
Yeah, that looks good.
That does look pretty good. Yeah.
And I love Tom Hardy, one of my favorite actors in my opinion, because I just think he's awesome. He's awesome as Venom. He's awesome as Bane. Awesome in everything. But I'm pretty excited for that one. But that's like all I can really talk about for now. I think we can close this out. Um, Thank you for listening in to this one pretty long episode of the podcast. I mean, not as long as our first one. I think it's like our second longest one. It's like hour 20. But thanks for listening in. What?
Before we say goodbye real quick, I was just looking upon the Steamboat Willie trailer, and let me tell you, I like Terrifier, and this definitely looks like it has the Terrifier gore for sure. But it also looks so goofy. I mean, they have a mouse. You step on it. I don't know. But yes, as he said, thanks for joining in. Let us know your predictions for the Oscars. We're excited to see them tomorrow. We'll do an update on Instagram once they come through. See, we'll tally up 1 point for each thing we got right, which I need to cross off costume design since I chose Gladiator 2 over Nosferatu, which as we should have, because it's good. Um, so yeah, thanks for joining in. I'm Charlie Snarf.
And I'm Tyler. And thanks for listening to the Cinema Tape podcast.
All right, adios.